This grows emetophobia, the fear of throwing up, more than almost anything else. And it might surprise you. Stay tuned. That's what's up next. Hi, my name is Natasha Daniels. I'm a therapist. I make videos for people with anxiety or OCD. And today I want to talk to you about emetophobia, the fear of throw up. And in particular, today we're going to talk about the fear of throwing up. That's a big one. And I have struggled with that when I was a kid and teenager. And I have 2 out of my 3 kids who struggle with that theme. And I want to talk to you about what I've noticed with the people I've worked with who have emetophobia, and with my own child too. This is the number one thing that actually grows emetophobia more than anything else. And it might surprise you. It is using the tools or the skills that you learn, whether your therapist teaches you or you're learning yourself, that actually can grow your emetophobia because you do those tools, and that could be anything like, if you can just deep breathe or square breathe or in for 3 and out for 4, or whatever version of breathing you've been taught to do. And you anticipate, you think, you believe that if you breathe, it's going to make you feel less nauseous. It actually grows your nausea. Same thing with any other coping mechanism. I am going to ground myself. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, or whatever. These are all really helpful coping skills, by the way. But when you think that you're going to do this, and therefore your nausea is going to go away, it actually grows your nausea. And I'll tell you why. Because when you have emetophobia, you get really anxious and you're worried about throwing up. And so you start to feel nauseous. That's common. When we have anxiety, sometimes it makes our stomach sour and we feel sick, which then grows the thought of, oh my gosh, I actually feel really sick right now. This might be coming true. I might actually throw up. And so then you do your coping mechanisms. Maybe you breathe, maybe you count, maybe you distract, maybe you rethink your thoughts, maybe you put essential oils on, whatever it is. You listen to calm music, lots of good, healthy coping mechanisms, right? You do that, and then, this is the part that's bad, you go back and you check. Is it better? Did that do it? Did that do the trick? Do I feel better? Am I less nauseous? And guess what? You're not, because it doesn't go away that fast. And so you feel like that coping mechanism, that tool, it's not helping. I did what my therapist said, or I did what Natasha said, or I did what my mom said, or I did my mom, or I did what I read, and it didn't help. And now I'm feeling even more panicky. It's not going away. This is going to happen. And so that actually produces more anxiety, which creates more acid in your stomach, which makes you feel more nauseous. And then you try to do the coping mechanism again. I'm going to breathe, put the oils on, do whatever. And then you check again. And you're on this vicious loop, this vicious cycle of doing something, thinking that's going to make you feel less nauseous, checking, it's not, more anxiety, doing it, checking, it's not working, more panic, around you go. So what do you do instead? You don't throw out all those healthy coping mechanisms and tools. Those aren't the problem. The problem is once you have rung the false alarm in your brain, once that your anxiety has been triggered, it has to run its course. And so the key in squashing emetophobia is doing things that you need to do in spite of the fact that you feel nauseous. So not avoiding school or work or going out to eat or hanging out with friends or whatever is commonly avoided when we have emetophobia. A lot of times we don't want to be out in public, right? Just in case. And so we avoid, and then our stomach pain goes away. So doing the things that we need to do that are really hard and that is brave to do while learning how to tolerate the discomfort of feeling nauseous. That is hard. And you can do the breathing, the oils, the reframing your thinking. What's the worst that can happen? I may get sick, but probably won't. But even if I do, I can handle it, right? All those coping mechanisms that you use. But then you're not expecting that it's going to be magic fairy dust and instantly you're going to feel better. I'm doing these things to just calm my nervous system, and I'm going to feel sick for a little while, and I'm not going to focus on that. I'm going to let it go. I'm going to accept it. I know that's hard. Trust me, I've had emetophobia when I was little and when I was a teenager. I get the struggle, but I'm going to accept that and I'm going to move on. So many times when I was younger, and partly I didn't have a very caring parent, so I was forced to do things. So it wasn't the way I would do it as a mom. It's not the way I'm doing it with my daughter, but I would be forced to go to school and I would feel nauseous and sick. And I would still have to get myself together and go to school or go do that thing. And as the day progressed, I would feel better. And I learned to not focus on the nausea, to accept that it was there, to accept that I had to keep doing what I need to do. I didn't have a lot of coping mechanisms. Hopefully you do. But over time, it got better and better and better, where I didn't really get nauseous anymore. And I wasn't afraid of getting nauseous. I realized I can handle it. Things have happened to me where I've had to handle the worst case scenario, and I've gotten through it. And so would you. So the key takeaway from this video that I'm hoping that you're getting is that the goal, the main goal, is to learn how to function with the nausea and not think that you can get rid of it. I know that sounds so opposite of what we want to do. I get that. But accept that it's there, right? It's not that you're just pretending like you're not feeling it. You accept that it's there and you do all your coping mechanisms, but not to get rid of the nausea. You're doing it to reset your nervous system and get on with your day. And not to constantly check back and see how your body is feeling, because you might feel nauseous a lot of the time. And when you do that, over time, things get easier, and over time, you are actually able to function while feeling nauseous. And over a long period of time, the nausea actually does go away. But this is a process, and it's not an instant process. So I hope that you found that helpful. I hope that you find the sparkle in everything you do, and I'll talk to you again next Thursday. Take care.